It's the skin for me. If you have made it this far, please like, comment, and subscribe. And do not forget to click that little bell so you will get notifications every time I upload a video. All right, guys, it's me. I'm here. I'm sitting down. We are actually having our talk. I know you guys have been waiting for this, and thank you for being extremely patient with me. Kind of forgive me if I get all over the place. I'm gonna try not to make this video be too long. Thank you guys for coming along and partaking in this journey with me. I do have some notes here, and if at any point, once the video is over and you guys have any questions, just leave them down below. And at some point, I'm probably gonna try to address them all in a separate video. Today's video is just basically gonna be the background as to why I'm doing the IVF. So get yourself a cup of tea, some coffee. I mean, it's Sunday, a mimosa, whatever it is that you feel you need. And let's get into it. Where is the sun going? The disrespect today. I'm trying to get, this is hard, guys. Vlogging is hard. Trying to find the right light, trying to make sure you ain't got stuff up your nose, random stuff in your background. Like, see that little bottle of water right there? I'm gonna leave it. Clouds, go away. Okay, so for those of you who do not know, I am starting my IVF process with donor sperm. I'm going to do half embryos and I'm going to do half eggs. And the whole purpose for that is, just in case one day me and Drake get together, I will have some eggs available for him. And then the other reason is to do the embryos with the donor sperm is because after the process is all said and done, if I wake up, like literally just wake up one morning and I say, I would like to have a baby, then I want everything said and done. Like the embryo is there, we know that it is healthy, I'll know the sex of it, and then I can proceed with whatever it is I need to do instead of just having the egg and then worrying about finding the donor sperm or having a partner and then the partner has to go through the process of, everything that they have to do. They have to drug test him, STD test him, test the sperm. So it's a lot that goes into that part when, you're not picking the sperm from a bank like I already done. Like everything will be ready. I can just do what I need to do. So the background, in 2015, I found out that I had fibroids. And for those of you, once again, who do not know, fibroids are just masses that tend to grow on the uterus, in the uterus, and they can cause you to have painful menstrual periods, heavy bleeding flows, and they can sometimes prevent pregnancy. So for me, only thing I really had was heavy periods at the time, and then whenever I would lay flat, I just had this weird like hump that started where my belly button was. So when it was all said and done, ultrasounds, MRIs, it came back that I had fibroids. I had 5 at the time. So I had a surgery to remove them, and the surgery is called a myomectomy. So had the surgery, everything was fine, but 9 times out of 10, if you get them removed, then they just end up eventually coming back for most people. So fast forward, 2019, probably around about a year ago, I started having painful periods. And just because of my history and my profession, I basically knew that they were back, but I was in a little bit of denial. And so my GYN doctor, I told her that I was having painful periods. And with her knowing my background, she just basically said, all right, let me know when you want to know what's happening. And I just rolled my eyes and I was like, all right, because, you know, in denial, I wasn't ready to find out. But the pain, over time, it just got worse. So we did an ultrasound and it showed that I had 5 fibroids again. And I just kind of, in that moment, was like, I have to do this all over again. Like, I got to go through the surgery again. I have to get them removed again. And then through just basically like, you know, logistics or whatever, I had to switch doctors just for like insurance coverage, just to get that out of the way. So my new GYN, she wanted an MRI because she wanted a clear view of my pelvic area so she could see everything that was happening. And the MRI showed that I have 9 fibroids instead of 5, and there's 1 inside my uterus, in addition to the majority of the ones that I have are like growing in the muscle. And so just to give you a picture to kind of see what I'm talking about, like if this is my uterus, the majority of the ones that I have, aside from the one that's on the inside, are growing on the outside like a mole. So to remove them, like you would have to cut into the skin, they have to cut into the muscle to get them out. The ones that I had with my first surgery were growing on the outside of the uterus, but they were growing like a little flower. So all they had to do was kind of like cut it off at the little stalk, so there wasn't as much damage to the uterus. So because the majority of the ones that I have now are in the muscle and will have to be cut out, that just causes more wear and tear on your uterus. So after I found out all of that, I had to make a decision. Do I want to proceed with another myomectomy or a hysterectomy, which is what most women end up having to do when they keep having this type of issue? And a hysterectomy is the complete removal of the uterus, and sometimes ovaries, fallopian tubes, all of those things from the body, because without the uterus, then you can't have the fibroids. But without the uterus, you also cannot carry a baby. So that brings us to the IVF part of the story. I had initially decided that I personally wanted to do IVF and harvest eggs and embryos for myself anyway this year, because I'm 35. I'm about to be 36 in a couple of weeks. And just basically, the older you get, the less likely you are to produce healthy eggs. And I wanted to try and preserve them now because, like I just said, if I wake up one day and I wanted to have a baby, this would be the best chance for me to do that. So now I had to decide, do the myomectomy, which is the removal of the fibroids for the second time, keep my uterus and potentially carry my own baby one day, or just completely remove the uterus, all of it, and have to have a surrogate one day. So I had to deal with that in my own head, in addition to listening to friends, family, trying to take into the medical aspect of it, things that I know, researching different things of that nature. And during the course of all of this, I also found out that the MRI showed that there is something called a stump, which just basically says that from the MRI, they can't tell if it is another fibroid or if it's a tumor. So if it's possibly not a fibroid, if it's a tumor, is it cancerous or non-cancerous? So then I just had all this rattling around in my brain, which hence the reason why we're doing this vlog right now, because I have to have an outlet. So thank you guys for allowing me to have this outlet so that I don't lose my mind. Okay. So basically, I'm making the decision to do the IVF first, and then I am going to have a hysterectomy. And when it comes time for me to have a baby, I am going to have a surrogate. And thanks to a really, 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 really special friend of mine, she has agreed to be my surrogate. And her agreement is her max is going to be 2 kids over the course of 3 years. If I want 3 kids, know what I mean? We just gonna have our one little special baby, little expensive ass $1 million one baby, and that's gonna be it. But I just wanted to let you guys in on that part of it, because everyone keeps expecting to possibly see me pregnant in the next couple months, and that's not gonna happen. And I'm okay with that. You know, we'll probably do a separate video and dive deep into that part, but I just wanted to take this opportunity to sit down and give you guys a quick background as to why we are going to be going on this particular journey. And I plan to bring you guys along and keep you up to date on everything, because I have a million things going on, like literally a million appointments between fertility doctor, oncology doctor, GYN doctor. It's a lot. Jesus. I know some of you are probably asking, why go so drastic? Why do the hysterectomy? And personally, I have a close cousin, paternal cousin, who has went through the same thing I did. Like, my mom had fibroids in her late teens, early 20s, I believe, and she had them removed, couldn't get pregnant, and she went through the whole process of having a myomectomy, and then she got pregnant, and then they came back after she had her second child, and that's when she chose to get the hysterectomy. But I have a cousin who had the same thing I had in her early 20s. She's now in her mid 40s, and she had, I believe, 2 myomectomies. And when the fibroids came back again, they went in and they found cervical cancer. I always want to mix it up with ovarian, but I'm pretty sure it was cervical. So she had a complete hysterectomy at that time, and it was her late 20s. So at that time, there wasn't as many advancements in fertility as we have now. So she never had the opportunity to have her own child. And, you know, we've talked about it, and she said if she would have had the opportunities that I have right now, she would have just harvested the eggs and had them remove the uterus and everything the first go around. She wouldn't have had just done myomectomy after myomectomy, and then just to get in her early 40s, and she had breast cancer. So I'm just trying to mentally prepare myself for what could come, but I also want to try to avoid anything at all costs if I can do that. And I've also let go of the fact that I have to carry this child. That's not the only way to have a kid. I could meet someone and he could have a kid. I could adopt a kid. I could never have my own kids. I have 3 goddaughters right now. That's not going to take away from my life if I don't personally have my own kid. But if I can have the opportunity to, without having to carry the baby, I'm perfectly all right with that. In addition to, I'm a labor and delivery nurse. So I see tragic stories all the time where the mother's body wasn't the best candidate for carrying a baby, but that's what she wanted to do. And she just, and lots of times moms have complications at or after delivery because their body just wasn't prepared for that. And I don't want to put myself through that. I don't want to put my family and my friends through that. So we are going to harvest these eggs, these embryos, and when we wake up one morning and decide we want to be a mom, we're gonna tell our friend, get ready, girl, it's time. So now that you have stuck around and let me tell you all of my life story, I'm going to let you guys go because, as I said, it's Sunday Fun Day. It's time to have a little drink and just enjoy my day with my friends and my brother. Stick around. Like I said, please like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell down below, and I will let you guys know when I plan to post the next video. Thanks.